Hello, everyone, and welcome to the 2025 Division III Men's Soccer Selection Show. I'm your host, Kelsey Casper, and in just a moment, we will begin to unveil all 64 teams who have punched their ticket to the NCAA tournament and begin their journey to a national championship. Last season, it was Amherst who celebrated their second national title in program history, but who will be this year's champion? Well, this year's bracket, it consists of 43 automatic qualifiers and 21 at-large bids. The first and second rounds will take place on November 15th and 16th, with sectionals the following weekend. The top 4 teams will then head to Salem, Virginia to compete in the semifinals on December 5th, and on December 7th, a national champion will be crowned. And finally, let's go ahead and dive into the bracket. Here are the 64 teams in this year's tournament. Starting off with the top left team, the first to hear their name, it's Tufts. The top-ranked team in the country continues its dominance by defeating Connecticut College to earn the NESCAC crown. In the regular season, Tufts outscored its opponents 36-7, and the offense was balanced as 15 different jumbos have scored a goal this season. Definition of a team effort. And Tufts, they'll be facing Penn State Harrisburg. Congrats to the Lions, who earned the automatic bid after winning their 4th United East title in program history. Up next, we say hello to Brandeis. The Judges finished the regular season ranked inside the top 20 in the coaches poll, as well as posting their best winning percentage since 2017. 7 seniors on this squad, and Nico Benita leads the team with 5 goals. Taking on Brandeis, it's Stevens. The Ducks lived up to the number 1 seed, capturing their 5th consecutive MAC Freedom Championship this past Saturday. Ryan O'Byrne provided the decision goal, while Ethan Hagan was named tournament MVP. Our next matchup, it begins with Hobart. Our next host on this year's bracket, with their 5th Liberty League title, the Statesmen head into the tournament with an undefeated record for the first time since 2008. They sit at a record of 13-0-5. And they will match up with Messiah. The Falcons looking to add to their trophy collection as they are in search of their first national title since 2017. They did, however, bring home some hardware this past weekend, winning their 7th straight MAC Commonwealth Championship. Moving along, we welcome Calvin to the show. The champs out of the MIAA. The Knights defeated Hope in the title game to improve to 16-3-1 of the year. This is Calvin's 11th title overall, all of which have come under head coach Ryan Saunders. Going up against Calvin in round 1 is Grove City. It only took 20 years, but the Wolverines are back on top of the PAC. The win not only secured the automatic bid, but also marked Grove City's 10th straight victory. 8 teams down. Up next, we have Connecticut College. The Camels are dancing into the postseason. The national runners-up a season ago have allowed just 9 goals this year, which is tied for 15th in the nation. TJ Cronhard has started 14 of 15 games this year in goal, recording 7 shutouts. And they will take on St. Joseph's, Connecticut. The Blue Jays go back-to-back, claiming their 2nd GNAC championship, and they did it in front of a packed crowd on their home field in West Hartford. Continuing down the right side, we have SUNY Oneonta. 13 SUNYAC titles and counting for the Dragons, who made the comeback to defeat Buffalo State in the title game. And they will go head-to-head with Babson. The Beavers only needed 1 goal from senior Liam Goldstein to punch their ticket to the tournament and win their 2nd straight NEWMAC title. This marks Babson's 6th consecutive NCAA appearance. Our next matchup begins with the Polar Bears of Bowdoin. A 10-win season for the Polar Bears was enough to earn an at-large bid. The Polar Bears are led by Tyler Huck, who has racked up 10 goals on the year. They will have a first-round date with Lyon. The Scots are still celebrating their first SLIAC championship in their first year of postseason eligibility. It was a thrilling double overtime win for the Scots, with Luca Torres netting the game-winning goal. Up next, we say hello to Roger Williams. Redemption for the Hawks. After falling last season to Suffolk in penalty kicks, Roger Williams defeated Suffolk 4-3 on PKs to capture their 2nd CNE title in the last 4 years. and they will match up with UMass Boston in round one. The Beacons head into the tournament as Little East Conference champions, led by junior John Arruda, who has a team-high 23 points on 10 goals and 3 assists. Also this season, head coach Jake Beverlin became the program's all-time winningest coach, earning his 143rd career victory. Quarter of the way through our bracket. Next team to hear their name is St. Olaf. Wasn't the finish St. Olaf wanted in their 5th straight conference final appearance, but this season for the Lions was highlighted by a 16-game unbeaten streak. St. Olaf is led offensively by sophomore Jake Soares, who netted this team's leading 12th goal of the season in the conference title. The Lions are in pursuit of their 2nd national title in 3 years. Taking on St. Olaf is Wisconsin Superior, the definition of dominant. Make it 9 straight UMAC titles for the Yellow Jackets thanks to Jake Kidd's overtime goal that sealed the victory for the Jackets. Our next matchup begins with Lake Forest. It was nearly a flawless effort from the Foresters this weekend, defeated Grinnell 4-0 for the conference crown. This win also marks head coach Dan Andrews' 100th win for the program. And they will match up with Luther. For the first time since 2002, Luther has won the ARC regular season title and tournament championship. Elliot Lindbergh scored the game winner in the 12th minute to defeat Wartburg to win the program's 11th conference title. Continuing down the left side, next team we welcome is Williams. The Eafs can celebrate because they're in. As a team this season, the East scored a total of 32 goals and were paced by J.J. Ruhlman with 8. Taking on Williams, it's LaRoche. History was made this weekend by the Red Hawks, AMCC champions for the first time in program history. Just 3 years ago, this program was winless. But in just 3 seasons, head coach Chris Korowski turned this program around, leading them to an NCAA tournament appearance. Our next matchup begins with Scranton. Another at-large bid off the table that belongs to the Royals, who finished this year unbeaten in landmark play and also ranked inside the top 15 in the coaches' poll. They will go head-to-head with St. Joseph's Long Island. The Golden Eagles are dancing after upsetting the top seed in the Skyline Conference Championship to punch their ticket to the postseason. 8 more teams on the right side. Let's say hello to McAllister. 13 MIAC titles and now 13 NCAA appearances for the Scots, who defeated St. Olaf for the conference title this past weekend, scoring a total of 4 goals in the championship game. And they will match up with Illinois Wesleyan. The Titans just making their 2nd NCAA appearance in program history after capturing the CCIW crown this past weekend. Our next matchup begins with Wisconsin-Eau Claire. The Blue Golds are in for the 4th straight year after a nail-biting victory for the WIAC title game, which marks their 2nd straight conference crown. And they will take on MSOE. The Raiders earn the automatic berth, defeating Aurora for their 2nd straight season. Moving along, let's welcome Middlebury to the show. Heartbreaker in the semis for the Panthers, but Middlebury's 9-5-2 schedule still good enough for an at-large bid, looking for a big run like last season. Facing Middlebury, it's Suni Geneseo. Dylan Thody's 2 goals, including the overtime game winner, led the Knights to their first ever Empire 8 title and first conference crown since 2006. Last 2 teams on this side, we start with Wheaton. The nationally ranked Lions suffered their lone loss of the season this past weekend, which snapped their 21-game unbeaten streak that dated back all the way to October 26, 2024. But Wheaton will put that loss behind them and make their first NCAA appearance under head coach Brian Wagner. Wheaton will face off against Newman in the first round. The Knights shut out Marymount this past weekend to win their 3rd straight Atlantic East crown. A.J. Henry earned MVP honors for not allowing a goal all tournament. All right, 32 teams down, 32 to go. Let's jump over to the right side of our bracket. At the top, we welcome Augsburg. Despite falling in the MIAC quarterfinals, the Augies certainly putting together an impressive enough season to earn an at-large bid. It was one of the best in Augsburg history, as their 16 wins are now tied for a program single-season record. They now have recorded double-digit wins in 4 of the last 5 seasons under head coach Greg Hochler. And they will host Occidental. Not 1, but 2 SCIAC titles in the last 3 years for the Tigers, who head into the tournament yet again. Next team we meet is Gustavus Adolphus. The Gusties season stays alive with an at-large bid. 14 wins on the season for the Gusties for first-year head coach Tyler Oliver. And they will match up with Edgewood in round 1. The Eagles ended their regular season with a 13-game win streak and claimed back-to-back NACC regular season titles. Moving along, we say hello to Cortland. Another host on this year's bracket. Their historic comeback came up just short of a semifinal win, but the Rad Dragons enter the tournament with 12 wins and only 1 loss. Cortland takes on SUNY Delhi in the first round. It took double overtime, but the Broncos secured their first NAC championship in program history while setting a program record for an unbeaten streak of 14. Next matchup starts with Catholic. The Cardinals make it a three-peat, taking home the landmark conference championship yet again, but this time off the late game-winning goal from junior Seth Mikulek. The Cardinals soar into the tournament with 13 wins and no losses. Facing off against Catholic, it's the reigning champs in Amherst. Less than a year ago, the Mammoths won their second national title in program history. But will they go back-to-back? Well, they have the experience to do it. 8 teams down, 14 remain on this bracket. Next team to hear their name is U Chicago. Another at-large bid belongs to the 2022 national champions. The Maroons this season were riding a 16-game unbeaten streak, which was the 4th longest in program history. U Chicago outscored their opponents 33-9 during that stretch. And they will battle it out with the Tigers of DePaul. Congrats to the Tigers on going back-to-back NCAC champions. DePaul improved to a 12-2-5 overall heading into the tournament. Cruising along the right side, we welcome in Wash U. A lot was on the line this weekend for the Bears as they stunned U Chicago in a shutout victory to earn the automatic bid, their first since 2021. And they will face off with Wisconsin Whitewater. The Warhawks escaped conference play without a loss this season, led by the WIAC Coaching Staff of the Year. Next up, it's Trinity. Winners of the SAA regular season, the Tigers are heading to the postseason. Trinity this season is paced by Samuel Tice with 12 goals on the year, and as a team, the Tigers have outscored their opponents 44-12. The Tigers' lone national title came all the way back in 2003. And they will match up with Hardin Simmons. We say hello to the Cowboys, the repeat champs out of the ASC, undefeated UMHB in penalty kicks. The Cowboys finished with 5 makes to earn 3 to earn the automatic bid. Goalkeeper Carson Knoll was named tournament MVP and collected 9 saves in the win. Next team, we say hello to Whitman. It was one for the books for the Blues. Whitman celebrated their first outright Northwest Conference championship this weekend, clinching a spot on this year's bracket. 49 goals for the Blue on this season, 12 of those coming from Lucas McAllister. And they will meet up with Texas Lutheran in round 1. In front of a large home crowd, the Bulldogs secured their 3rd conference tournament title in program history. Our next team, we welcome in Lynchburg, another host on this year's bracket, claiming their 20th ODAC championship with a win over Washington and Lee. And they will take on Transylvania. The Pioneers swept the HCAC, winning both the regular season title and conference championship, the first under head coach Ben Federici. 14 teams left. Let's welcome in Christopher Newport to the bracket. 1 goal from senior Caleb Jones was all it took for the captains to punch their ticket to the NCAA tournament, winning their 4th C2C title. Also this season, head coach Justin Chesham and his assistants were named Conference Coaching Staff of the Year. And they will face off with Barry. What a run it's been for the Vikings. The 4 seed in the conference tournament, Barry knocked off 5th nationally ranked Trinity in the SAA semifinals and then went on to defeat Northwestern 2-1 for the conference title. An underdog with a ton of momentum heading into the tournament. Next up, it's Dickinson. For the 2nd straight season, the Red and White are tournament bound. This year, they punched their ticket via shutout victory over Johns Hopkins to win their first Centennial Conference crown since 2011. And they will battle it out with North Carolina Wesleyan. The Battling Bishops punched their ticket by taking home the USA South title this past weekend. Well, this next team can take a breath because Washington and Lee is in. The Generals advanced to their 4th straight ODAC championship this past weekend. This season marks the 7th straight that Generals have lost 1 or fewer conference contests. And they will take on Denison in round 1. The Big Reg snag an at-large bid. Despite falling in the conference championship, Denison still has racked up an impressive 14 wins on the season, as the Big Red will look to make another great run, just like last season in the NCAA tournament. Final 8 teams. Let's bring Emory into the show. 13 wins on the season for the Eagles, who are making their 3rd consecutive NCAA postseason run and 5th under head coach Corey Griner. This team ranked as high as number 2 in the coaches poll this season, matching the highest ranking in program history. And Emory has a first-round date with Maryville. The Scots are still riding the high of their conference championship. Down by 2, the Scots came back and rattled off 3 straight goals to take home the CCS title and earn the automatic bid. Moving along, we see Hamden Sydney. The Tigers can celebrate because they snagged an at-large bid. The Tigers come into the tournament with an impressive 13-3-2 record featuring 6 conference wins. And they will host Otterbein. The Cardinals punched their ticket in thrilling fashion, defeating Ohio Northern in penalty kicks to win their 2nd straight OAC championship. It came down to the freshman of the year, Lincoln Wallace, who buried the game winner for the Cardinals. Last 4, here we go. It's Wesleyan. The Cardinals earn an at-large bid into the NCAA tournament. The Cardinals took down the reigning champs Amherst in the NESCAC quarterfinals to advance to the semis. And they will face off against Lehman. The Lightning are heading to the tournament for the 6th time in program history with a conference championship underneath their belt. Goalkeeper Andre Barajas made 4 saves in the championship for his 7th shutout of the season. Last 2 teams waiting so patiently to hear their names. First, it's Rowan. The Profs won back-to-back conference titles thanks to a first-half goal from Evan Schlotterbeck that lifted Rowan past TCNJ. This is the Profs' 3rd title in 4 years, as they will make their 8th NCAA tournament appearance under head coach Scott Baker. And last, but certainly not least, it's Bridgewater State. It took nearly all of regulation, but it was the header from Ryan Healy that sealed the victory for the Bears and punched their ticket to the NCAA tournament. This marks Bridgewater State's 8th postseason appearance. And that is all 64. The 64 teams with a shot at a national title. Before we go, just a reminder that action begins on the 1st and 2nd rounds on November 15th and 16th, followed by sectionals. Then the top 4 teams will head to the semifinals in Salem, Virginia, where they will crown a national champion on December 7th. Thank you all for joining us for this year's Division III Men's Soccer Selection Show, and best of luck to all the student athletes.
Class, today we're talking NCAA championships and life lessons. Schoolwork got you stressed, feeling overwhelmed. Need a place to unleash a quick, hearty yell? Behold. Join thousands of screaming fans for a heart-pounding in-person experience you have to see to believe. NCAA championships. Attendance is encouraged. Passion is mandatory. Visit ncaa.com/tickets.
Professor, who are you talking to?